So this is our preview of the 2025 Rally Fort Portal, which will happen this weekend in August. Basically, the rally is from the 22nd to the 24th. What you can see on the screen right now is the Hall of Fame that shows the winners all the way from 2015 through 2024. And as you can see, this Hall of Fame does not feature a Duncan Mubiru, and there's also no Rakataka. So we'll start with this episode with a sad story, and that is the adventures of Duncan Mubiru and his foray into Rally Fort Portal. In 2015, Duncan, alongside Edward Chiinji, entered the rally with the mighty Subaru Impreza N16. However, from the get-go, it was very clear that they didn't know where they were going. Or maybe perhaps the driver had a hearing problem and he just kept on turning where there was no turn and going straight into things that he should be driving around. So that was day one. On day two, when the rally started, there was a 20-something kilometer stage. I think it was Nampanga stage. And again, instead of 20 kilometers, they made a turn somewhere and found themselves at the FF. The only problem is that they approached the FF from the wrong side, so they quickly disqualified themselves because they were becoming a hazard to the rest of the rally. And so it was. In 2016, Duncan showed up with a different car. This time, new car and also new driver, a new co-driver. At this time, it was the Evo X, and he had George Semakula alongside him. And hopefully, if you could blame the 2015 issues on the co-driver, maybe this time, do something different and see what happens. So rally started day one, no tapes or teardrops were crashed into. But then having completed the opener, the rally didn't last very long. 2 corners into the rally, into the main stage, that was the Mpanga stage. Again, they slid off the road, miraculously jumped over a stream and had the car beached, on the side of the road where basically for them to get back onto the road, they needed to get back into the stream. But then the bank, climbing back onto the road was still a very, it was a very high bank. They couldn't get back. In 2018, Duncan returned to Fort Portal for the 3rd time. Again, different car, different co-driver. This time it was the Jaja 14, and it was Musa calling the knots. And this time it was a transmission failure that had them out. So in 2019, Duncan came back again with a different car again, Evo 10. This time the Evo 10, this is the X-Kananura Evo 10. And in that year, he decided he would drive very, very slowly. and somehow he managed to finish the rally, but in 7th overall. Not the kind of result that you expect from Duncan Mubiru. So the rally didn't happen in 4th because of COVID in 2020 and 2021, and it only returned to Fort Portal in 2022. And again, Duncan Mubiru returns to Fort Portal for the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, for the 6th time with a different car, a mighty Ford Fiesta Proto. And as we can see again, suddenly, without any warning whatsoever, the diff just gave way, and he's turned into another, painful DNF. So he tried as as he might to repair the car, as Musa was waving, the cars coming from behind on, but he didn't have the tools or the spares to make this thing happen. So another painful DNF, which makes 5 DNFs out of 6 starts, 0 podiums, 0 wins. Okay, so Duncan has won with this same car. He has won in 2025. He won the Pearl of Africa Rally, but terrible record for him in Fort Portal Rally. So the next story is not so sad. It's actually melancholy, which means happy and sad. Ponciano Rakataka has won 3 out of 4 rallies he has started this year. He is in better shape than he has ever been. However, when it comes to Fort Portal, Rakataka is a bit like Duncan. In fact, he's a bit worse off because he has started the rally twice in 2019 and again in 2022. Both times he retired at the end of the opening stage. For Rakataka, when it comes to Fort Portal, I think he needs 1 tank of Afgas, 1 set of tires, 1 mechanic, 1 page of pace notes, and because that is really how brief his rally has been so far. So on the upside, as you already know, Rakataka has won. He won the round 1 in Barara, okay, and then he won round 2 in Masaka, which was a wet rally. He dropped out in Pearl of Africa, but then came back again to win the 4th round of the 2025 Rally National Rally Championship in Bugerere to make it 3 wins out of 4. So in as much as he's had a really rotten run in Fort Portal, yeah, you could think, he'll probably win this year, but are not likely. So enough of the jokes, So we have a number of drivers on the start list who have enjoyed better days in Fort Portal. The last time Hassan Ali drove in Fort, it was in 2019, a long time ago, about 6 years ago. But on that occasion, he finished on the podium. And 2 years before that, he won the rally outright. So Fort Portal has really been nice to Hassan, who has been driving a Subaru Impreza N14 both times. Since then, he has changed cars and co-drivers. Hassan has swapped his Subaru with a Ford Fiesta Proto, which has arrived with a bang. Last month in Bugerere, he won more stages than anyone and finished 2nd overall, and came very close to winning the very first event for that car. So given the past year's performance, a bet on Hassan for the win on the 2025 Fort Rally is a safe bet. The other driver who has enjoyed good times in Fort Portal is Daudi Omar. I don't know how many Fort rallies he has started, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that he won it in 2022 against newer and more powerful machines. That year, Duncan led the rally and fell out. Then Byron Rugomaka led the rally and faltered, lost the lead. At the last minute, Daudi's consistency delivered the victory. It was a fluke by all accounts, and anyone would challenge him to repeat it. So he took the challenge. The following year, he showed up with a different car, still an underdog, by all standards. This time, he shows up with a borrowed Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 from Innocent Bwamiki. So in the beginning of the rally, Sebuguzi was favorite. Then John Consta showed some serious pace, and all eyes were on him for a while. But then Bobo wins the stage and signals that they're underdogs. There are no underdogs in this fight. In fact, Abbas Sevunya, who was making his debut in Uganda, alongside Maris Nixons, was also lacking dangerously close to the lead for a while. When Sebuguzi and Consta made mistakes, Byron Rugomaka took the lead, but for the second year in a row, Byron failed to hold the lead, and Daudi Omar took it from him and kept it till the end. So 2 in a row, back-to-back victories. This makes Daudi Omar arguably the most successful driver in Fort, and So Umar is not the only driver with 2 victories. Ronald Sebuguzi won here in 2024 and before that in 2018. So Sebuguzi also has 2 victories, however they are separated by 6 years. Sebuguzi has also entered every single edition of this rally ever since 2015. And apart from winning it, he has also finished on the podium twice, which statistically gives him more points than Daudi. And you can also say he's the most successful driver of Rally Fort Portal on our record books. Sebuguzi has also finished 4 times out of 4 rallies this season. So he doesn't have a DNF, and he's been on the podium with 3 second overall positions and 1 third. This history places him top of my list for a top result this weekend. If he doesn't win, he will still be on the podium. And perhaps it should not be such a surprise because Sebuguzi's mom was born in this region. So the rally is going to use a slightly different route this year, with some stages around Chenjojo on day 1 and before returning to the traditional tea plantation stages around Fort Portal. Weather is likely to be wet, which is a bit unusual, but it won't be the first time. The 2017 rally, which Hassan won, as well as the 2023 edition, which Daudi won, were both wet. Weather is an equalizer, which means all said and done, there are no favorites and no underdogs. Good luck to you, Mike Mukula.